everyone, welcome back to the NFA Review channel. New suppressor in the house, the F4-Phantom from AB Suppressors. Now, they've been on the channel before, but you're probably wondering, I've never heard of F4-Phantom before, and that's because this can is so new, it's not even on their website yet. So we're gonna help them launch this can here. We're gonna have the review ready when they are ready to throw it up on the website. They do tell me that they've been mass producing these suckers, so they're gonna have them in stock ready to ship to dealers as soon as this video and the website goes live. So that's pretty cool. So new purpose-built suppressor from AB Suppressors, and you guys are gonna see it here first on the NFA Review channel. So let's go ahead and cover the details in depth like you guys are used to here on the channel, and then we'll hit that range and see what it sounds like. Let's get to it. All right, now I told you earlier, I have one of the first ones, so I don't see a manual in here. I'm sure you guys are gonna get a manual. Have a little decal thrown in there, and then you've watched the other AB suppressor reviews on my channel. Pretty much the same box. So let's get down to business here. So overall length on this little guy is 4.9 inches. It comes in a diameter of 1.480. So very exact there. You can tell engineers are behind this bad boy. So, you know, we can 1.5 inches, let's just say. The weight comes in at 4.5 ounces. Very, very light, and that's because it is constructed 100%, the entire can, everything you see here is constructed of grade 5 titanium. And then as far as the finish, you have a matte, high temperature, black Cerakote, very evenly applied. Very nice looking suppressor. As far as the caliber, just a dedicated 9mm pistol caliber carbine suppressor here. They did test it on 300 blackout just to kind of put it through the ringer, and it did just fine. As far as the firing schedule, they told me it is full auto rated. Again, this is a purpose-built pistol caliber carbine suppressor. Now, the suppressor that I have in my hand is the direct thread 1/2 by 28 version. So this can actually be mounted on the end of the navy barrel for the MP5 series. So I can remove that thread protector just forward of the 3-lug and throw the sucker on there, and that's exactly what we're gonna do in a little bit when we hit the range. Of course, there are other mounts available. Again, 1/2 by 28 fixed. They have 1/2 by 36 and 13.5 by 1 with the Sig Sauer taper. So if you have one of the MPXs and it has a tapered barrel on there, they're actually making a special version on this that will actually interface with that taper lock on the Sig host gun. So that's pretty cool. I don't know of anybody else out there doing that. Now, as far as pricing comes in, retail at $5.99. Of course, you can get it a little cheaper at your dealer. Now, for my Patreon Gold members and up, they have been doing special group buys for the past couple months. Anytime I do a review on one of their products, they offer, 10 to 20 limited serial number edition to my gold members and up on Patreon at a discounted price with special things like they've done salt and pepper shakers that look like suppressors with hats and decals and everything. So pretty cool. And you're able to choose what serial number you are, or at least reserve one. So that's pretty neat. This time they're doing custom little shot glasses that actually look like the bottom half of the suppressor. So it actually has like an actual nut here that's not drilled through, obviously, and then it's hollowed out and it looks just like that. It has their logo on one side and my logo on the other. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to check out the pricing on that, you're gonna have to head to patreon.com/NFA Review to check out the package deal. Now, little fun fact here. AB Suppressors actually started out as an aviation company, and they're even located on a naval base. So I didn't actually know that before today, so that's pretty neat. And if you haven't figured it out yet, all the suppressors are named after aircraft, which is pretty neat. And the serial number even begins with the aircraft name. So that's pretty cool. Like this one says, let's see, AB New Century, Kansas, Phantom 9mm F4-9-100. That's pretty neat. I thought that was pretty cool information to know. So they started out in aviation. They actually used to design and produce aircraft turbines, and then they got into guns like all mechanical engineers do. Of course, they gravitate towards firearms because they're awesome. So Thankfully they did, or I'm thankful that they did, because they are putting out some really unique products that you just really don't see anywhere else. So of course the elephant in the room is of course what it looks like. We've all seen the comment section here on YouTube and on Instagram. Pretty entertaining. Now they could have just got angry about it, but they decided to explain why the suppressors look like this. It's because of gas flow, okay? It does make them quieter, keeps the gases moving, so they have less back pressure, which means your gun is not overgassed and you have less ejection port pop, so it's quieter at the shooter's location, at the shooter's right ear. But they actually ran with the joke and they started making these decals, which are pretty cool. They also sent me something really neat for today's video, which I'm about to show you. But check this out. A sticker for your car. AB Suppressor ribbed for ear pleasure. So you can see where the jokes were going. I'm not going to mention it here on the channel, but pretty funny that they just ran with it. And here's a little shot of the shot glasses. They sent me 2 of the samples. So my logo on one side and theirs on the other. So pretty cool. But what's really cool is I told them, guys, it's a sealed pistol caliber carbine can. It is serviceable at the factory. Okay, so this end cap is rock set it on, but if you have an end cap strike, you can send it into the factory or request the tool and they will repair it, or you can repair it, whatever, lifetime warranty, of course. I said, let's do a cutaway so we can show you guys the inside of the suppressor. So I don't know, I nerd out over this stuff. I think it's really neat, especially because they took an actual freaking brand new F4-Phantom off the shelf and cut it open. So obviously it's not a suppressor at this point because it would not suppress anything, so it's not a restricted item. But how cool is that? So we can actually get some close-ups here of the baffle stack. So you have a 8 baffle design internally, which gives you 9 air chambers for that gas to slow and expand. And you can see here, the first baffle is actually really close to the end of the threads, and then you have almost like a second blast chamber. It's kind of a 2-part blast chamber, if you will, the way it's spaced, and that's how they explained it. So the gas will hit that first baffle, and then of course it'll go into the second one there where you have another second large chamber, and then you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smaller chambers, and then the last one before it exits the end cap of the can. So really, really neat. You can actually see the notch in the back of the baffle stack there. I'll get a tight shot there for you so you can see all the notches in alignment. Of course, this is going to aid in accuracy when shooting. So pretty neat there. I'm really glad that they did this. I'm going to definitely keep this on top of the safe for a cool little talking point down the road. Yeah, just really cool. And you can see the titanium welds there on the inside. Very, very slick looking can. So there you guys have it. A dedicated 9mm pistol caliber carbine suppressor that was made to fill a gap because their Saber that they already have on the website is pretty much the same thing, but it has a reflex on it. So they needed this for a flush mount capability. Speaking of mounts, you have wrench flats on the back, making it easy to use simple tools at home. You can put a wrench on there, loosen it, tighten it, whatever you need to do. So no special tools required on this. Again, if you have any problems with the front cap, if you get an end cap strike or whatnot, you can send this in and they'll replace it for you, or they can mail you the tool and you can boil off the rock set, do it yourself. Speaking of which, while I'm on that, just wanted to kind of mention that the serial number here is at the farthest area they can engrave it here on the back of the can, and that is actually protected by the threads inside. Okay, so if you have a catastrophic situation here where the suppressor blows up, send the sucker back to AB Suppressors. They'll cut it off right here and weld on a brand new suppressor for you so your tax stamp is not wasted. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, I think that pretty much covers it for all the details on this little guy here in the studio. Let's go ahead up, load some mags and guns up in the truck, hit the range, and let's see what it sounds like. Okay guys, a couple things before we get started out here on the range. First things first, I am now an affiliate for AXIL Hearing Protection. So pretty cool. I'm sure you've seen them on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as of recently. They've been working with a lot of content creators like myself. So I do have an affiliate link now. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can purchase these using that in the description below. There's a link. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right there. So yeah, go ahead and check that link. So it's pretty cool. It actually has amplified hearing like normal electronic earmuffs and it cuts out, of course. And then you can also hook it up to your phone via Bluetooth app and listen to music and stuff while you're shooting, mowing the yard, whatever you want to do while you're listening to them. So before we get shooting too, I wanted to mention to you guys, here in Florida, Tampa area, not only is it hot AF out and I'm freaking melting out here in the sun already, but we have had 5 to 6 days of straight rain. And I'm not talking a drizzle. I'm talking heavy downpour, dark red on the radar, 4 to 5 inches a day. So those woods behind the berm are completely full of water. I'm talking more than 1.5 feet of water. So we're gonna have some echo problems today. So keep that in mind when you're listening to this. Hopefully you're watching my review with high quality headphones like I always tell you to. Try to listen and differentiate the sound of, you know, the unsuppressed gunfire, and then when I add the suppressor, and then you can hear the round thud, the mud, kind of rhymes, on the berm, and then you'll hear the echo of the sound going through the woods because it echoes pretty bad. I'm sure some of you guys out there have shot, you know, a lake or across a lake or something at some point in your shooting career, having fun. Very loud, very, very loud. So it's going to cause a little bit of an echo back there. So just try to keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and get shooting. Okay, let's do 2 birds, 1 stone here. I'm going to be shooting at 15 yards. We're going to be checking point of impact shift. So I'm going to shoot 5 rounds here on this. I'm going to go ahead and draw a black dot here in a second. And we're going to shoot 5 rounds unsuppressed, throw the suppressor on, shoot another 5 rounds while simultaneously getting the downrange sound profile. Let's get it done. All right, that was the first 5 rounds unsuppressed. Not bad. Yeah, I thought I had screwed up. I was like, oh wait, I stacked 2 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's throw the suppressor on and see if that group shifts. All right, so I just shot 5 rounds per group, and then I dumped the rest of the magazine full auto on either side so you guys can get the sound profile. But hit 1 here in the bullseye, and then another one on that string, and then these. So it looks like it might have shifted it just a little high. That was shot number 1. I felt like I might have pulled it a little bit. I mean, this isn't exactly a target gun, guys. It's a freaking full auto MP5 on a SEF pack, military grade. It breaks as clean as a freaking noodle. So, I mean, screw it. I'll take that. I mean, if you want to get technical here, it actually improved the group because it actually threw it more center line than I was shooting right, because I was holding right here, just like this, the front sight post. Okay, both times. So, yeah, nothing detrimental there, and it sounded great. Okay, you've heard it on the MP5, sounds great, little first round pop. But you know, for such a dedicated can, the more I looked at it and the more I realized how light it was, and the fact that it was threaded in 1/2 by 28, you know, I wondered to myself, would this work on a non-Browning tilt type action gun? So I don't know, like a Beretta 92, a 2011, a blowback operated 22. Yeah, I think I brought some of those. Let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. Okay guys, final thoughts out here today. Number one, dying in the sun. Out there where you can see there's no shade. It was definitely melting out there in the sun today. It got so hot, my camera overheated, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Now, when that happens, if you are in the middle of a shooting string, it could just turn off for self-preservation. So I would do my whole shooting scene, walk over, go review the footage just to find out that about halfway through the mag, it turned off. So yeah, today was a little pain in the butt, but you know, we got it done. I had to reshoot a lot of scenes. We went through 300 rounds of 147 grain Hush ammo today. So about $300 worth of ammo. So huge shout out to my black members and my gold members and my leaderboard members on Patreon. So you guys rock. I got 2 black members as of now. We have spots for, I believe, 8 more. So if you want to join up or read up about it, read up about all our discounts. Speaking of which, we just added another discount. That's right, number 18 from Lynx Defense. They make kick-ass ballistic nylon shooting gear, specifically gun cases. I actually have had one of his rifle cases for years, and I am not nice to my gear, and it's held up just fine. He actually has a cool custom pistol bag on the way to me. So one of the only websites where you can totally customize the gear. I'm talking colors, patterns, whatever you want. So he did black multicam with a bright red interior on this custom pistol bag for me. So that's pretty cool. He also joined my Patreon sponsor list, and he's given 15% off to all my gold members and up on Patreon. So that's pretty cool. Now, thoughts on the suppressor. We brought a couple guns on here. As you remember, we brought the 2 MP5s. One of them was a reverse stretch, and one of them is my MP5K. The barrel links are the same exact. Okay, so that's why I did that. So I didn't have to keep moving the hot can back and forth. So in some of the unsuppressed scenes, I used the K gun, and then, you know, then I left the suppressor on the Dakota Tactical reverse stretch. But again, barrel length exactly the same, so it should sound, you know, normal as far as comparing unsuppressed to the suppressed scenes. I also did a comparison with the Cerakote Omega 9, because that's pretty much what this can's competing with, considering it is the same exact size. Okay, so with the 3-lug mount in the Omega 9K, these are the same height. So I did that. Check that out real quick. Omega 9K. And of course, I ran it, you know, we did profile views on the MP5, we did downrange views, we shot groups with it to check for point of impact shift. We shot it on 22 blowback operated pistol. We shot it on 2 9mm pistols. I believe that covers it. So this can, a lot more versatile than I originally thought, especially considering it's a direct thread can really dedicated towards pistol caliber carbines. So a host I wish I had, but I don't, is like one of those Henry tactical lever guns that are chambered in 357, because 38 Special would sound freaking amazing on this thing. And it only weighs 4.5 ounces, so it's not gonna add much weight to the end of the gun. So very, very impressed with the suppressor, mainly because it sounded so well, didn't lose accuracy, and it actually did more than AB Suppressor said it's capable of. So they under-promised and over-delivered on the F4-Phantom, which is always, always welcomed in NFA land when you're waiting 9 months to take these things home. So huge shout out to AB Suppressors for that. They are doing a package deal on the suppressor with the shot glasses, all that stuff. If you want more information on that, of course, you're gonna have to check out patreon.com/NFA review, and you can read up on it there. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, please help us out here on the channel. If you need hearing protection, go check out that link in my description below and get yourself some cool AXIL hearing protection, and I'll take the commission money from it and put it towards more ammo to send down range so you can hear it at home. If this is your first time on the channel and you liked what you saw, please click the like button. It does help our videos get in front of more shooters. And of course, click that subscribe button if you want to see more. See you next time.